Hello everyone. We'll consider some problems on deflection of truss by strain energy and unit load method. So we'll consider one example here. Determine the vertical deflection at C for a pin jointed truss as shown in figure by strain energy method and unit load method. Take A equals to 1000 mm square and E equals to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm square for all the members. Okay. Now here, if you want to calculate the force in the members, so first as usual, you need to take, you have to calculate this angle. That is 2 by 3 tan inverse of that will get here 33.42 degrees. If you consider joint C, there are only two members meeting at that joint, one external load. So you can, this is down means this should be up. So therefore I assume this up. Because of this the horizontal component is towards right, therefore this will be towards left. And if I write now for sigma Fy equals 0, this is minus 30. And this is plus FCB into sin theta. So if you simplify for FCB, you are going to get 54.47 kilonewton. That is assumed, you are getting plus answer means assumed direction right. What we assumed is towards it is a compression. Then if you write sigma Fx equals 0, this is towards right. Therefore sigma CB cos theta, and this is left minus FCA equals to 0. So if you solve for that, by substituting FCB equals to 54.47, you will get FCA equals to 45.46. Again from this I get positive answer, means assumed direction is right. Assumed away from the joint it will be tension. Now if you consider now these two, only three members are there. Now to calculate this one, this member without this reaction, I will take this like this. So this is known to you now, already calculated 45.46 from the previous joint. This reaction is, let it be there, and this is the force in the member BA. This is down means this is up. If I write sigma Fx equals 0, I need to calculate this, but I don't want to calculate that. Directly I will calculate by writing sigma Fy equals 0. In the sigma Fy equals 0, only you will get this and this. This is plus, that is FEA, and this is down, so it is a 45.46 into sin theta. Theta is 33.42. If you solve for that, you are going to get here FEA equals to 40.46 kilonewton tension. So as there are only three forces, and if you mark the force, it will be like this. This is compression 54.47, tension 45.46. This also tension you will get 30 kilonewton. So now due to unit load, if I calculate again, the force will be, you are going to get this as 1.5 to 1.8 to 1. Either by joint method of joints you can calculate, or that previously you know that this load is due to 30. Again you are replacing this single load by 1 kilonewton. Directly you divide this each load by 30, you are going to get this values. Otherwise by just method of joints you can calculate like this and list the and draw the figure and show the forces with nature and magnitude. Then this is the comparison between the due to given loading and this is due to unit load. Now you have to list in the tables. If you want to calculate the deflection by strain energy method, you know that this is the formula delta C 1 by W sigma P square L by A. You know that A and E are common, so I will put directly at the end here. I will take only sigma P square L. So means I have to make a table of member length in mm, K in kilonewton, P square L, because E and I values are given in kilonewton and mm square. Hence you have to calculate this. I have taken length also in mm. The diagonal length you need to calculate. One horizontal length and one vertical length is there. Diagonal length, by knowing vertical and horizontal, you need to calculate this. So you enter the lengths values and corresponding forces. Again, if tension is there, you have to enter with plus sign. If compression is there, you have to enter with minus sign. Then P square L, this square into L will come over here. Similarly, do for all the three members. Take the summation. This is the sigma P square L. Now you know that delta C is equals to 1 by W sigma P square L divided by E. 1 by W is 30 is given. This is the sigma P square L divided by A and E, which are common to all the members. And if you simplify this, you are going to get here 0.605 mm. Same thing if I do it by unit load. So now you know member length mm already there. K means these are the force in the members due to unit load. Already we have calculated force in the members due to unit load. Enter these with sign. If tension you are there, plus sign. Compression is there, minus sign. Then you multiply by PK. Actually it is PKL by A, but A and E are constant for all the members, so I will take it out. So if you multiply PKL, you will get here, and if you take the summation of these three, you will get this, that is 606546.82. Then sigma PKL divided by A into, you will get here 0.606 mm. See, by both the methods 605 and this is 606 mm, means both are same. Next we'll calculate one more problem here. This is a cantilever truss. Here this is, in the earlier case there was a hinge and roller here, so therefore this was the member connected to that and you are considering this as a member. But in this cantilever frame, this is fixed, either fixed to the wall or something like that. Only there are two members here. So you have to calculate force in only this way. BA is not a member here. So if you take this 120 kilonewton, this 4 meter, these are the values he has given here. So directly we can calculate this theta is equals to 3 by 4 tan inverse, you will get 36.46. And as this is the only one joint, this is a free body diagram. So this is down means this should be up. And because making up the horizontal component towards left, therefore it will be towards right. If you write sigma Fy equals 0, what happens? Minus 120. This is FCA into sin theta. Theta is 36.8. If you solve for that, you will get FCA equals 200.05 kilonewton, and assume direction is right because I am getting a plus. Then if you write sigma Fx equals 0, so this is leftward, so it is FCA cos theta. So this is rightward. This is sign can be taken reverse also, but this is actually, this is as per this is minus and this is plus. So this is equals to 0. Therefore, FCB equals to 160 minus 160.06 kilonewton. Otherwise, you take this minus this plus, both are same, or this plus this minus, you can take one convention, you can take, and therefore FCB is equals to 160.06 kilonewton after substituting the value of FCA in this equation. Now, as there are only two forces, you list the members length P in kilonewton already calculated, areas he has given different. So that's why we have taken area into table. In the previous problem, area are not taken because area was common to both. But here area is different for different members, so I take into account here. Then out of this, whichever is common, you take it out. Here AE is the only common, A is not common. But in the earlier problem, A and E were common, so I have taken only P square L. Now it is P square L by A. If this is P square into L divided by A, you will get this. Similarly for this member, if you add these two, this is 164098 will be the P square L. Then 1 by W, that is load is 1 by 120 into P square L by A is this much. E is common, so I'll put here and we will get here 6.84 mm. If the same problem, if I want to do it by unit load, what I have to do? You have to replace that 30 kilonewton by 1 kilonewton. Then again find the force in the members CA and CB by this either method of joints or dividing by given force. Then area you enter here. This is PKL by A. So you take these common. Earlier I have taken only PKL because A and E were common. But E is now different. Therefore E will have to take in table. PKL by A. So you will get this total. Then E is common. Therefore PKL by A will be, if you simplify that, you are going to get here 6.835 mm.